Hey, this is AgostoAllElite Podcast. I am back. I feel that this is my laptop's hard drive, so there's still no podcast coming back. But this was a special one with a special guest, Blue Fox 98. So we did a discussion on the women's wrestling in general and other stuff. So come here, come listen to this. It is a great conversation about women's wrestling, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So this is AgostoAllElite. Here's my guest, the Blue Fox 98, our discussion on women's wrestling. Oh, hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah. So you want to talk about the women's wrestling?
Sure. What do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk like the last night's match with Maria Sheffer versus it was Sky Blue. It was a good match for Maria Sheffer.
Yeah, like the way I'm seeing it with the crowd being quiet for that match is, I'm not saying it's because they're not booking the women's division right. I think it's just simply because the fans probably were not familiar with Marina Shafir that well since she's only been on Dark.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of that, and there's that segment of fans who refuse to watch Dark.
Yeah, that's pretty much a stigma.
Because like when she came out, I think fans just didn't know who she was because they probably never saw her run in NXT, which even that I would say was a little abysmal from what I've seen, that she wasn't that much on that.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we got Battle of the Bells. We got a women's match with Thunder Rosa versus.
Yeah, and I got a feeling that's going to be the main event.
Yeah.
It's in Texas, so the crowd's going to be hot for Thunder Rosa.
Yes. Definitely hot for Rosa.
And another thing too about the match last night too, I think another reason why the fans were kind of quiet, because I think they already kind of knew the outcome. Like they knew that Sky Blue was not going to win this match because they knew that Maria Shafir was going to be going up against Jade. So they knew, well, we already know who's winning. So why bother cheering?
Yeah. Honestly, why bother?
Yeah. Like when we get to Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, I think the crowd's going to be rooting for that one because I can't even tell who's going to win that one.
Yeah. That'll be pretty hard. Yeah.
And the crowd knows who those two are, so they're going to be cheering for them.
Yeah. They're cheering pretty much for both. So, honestly, in retrospect, I think AEW needs to book the women's division a lot better. They need to work on their storytelling, the storylines and stuff. It'll probably get better by then.
Yeah. Like, again, it's still a 3-year-old company, and it's time. Like, Thunder Rosa was even asked about it on, I forget what the actual interview was, but it was like just a few weeks ago, she was asked about the criticism of the women's division, and she says that fans need to be patient, that it's going to get better. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of girls are still very green, and they're getting all the much reps they can get in. And when you have someone like Thunder Rosa, who Anna Jays even said is a locker room leader, I'd rather listen to her when being asked about the women's division.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the thing too is that there aren't a lot of top women who are free agents right now, so you just gotta go with what you have right now.
Yeah, go with what we had.
Yeah, and also too, and the thing I would also argue with fans is that not every woman wrestler is going to be Sasha Banks. Not every woman wrestler is going to be Becky Lynch. Like, everyone's going to be different. Like, not everyone's going to be a top 5-star wrestler.
Yeah. That's right. Not every woman's gonna be a 5-star wrestler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just go with what you have and you build on that.
Yes, I understood.
Yeah. And also too, like we got Ruby Soho going to be on TV on Friday, and like people need to be patient. Like they rotate the roster, and she's getting her reps in on Dark and Elevation, and now she's going to be back on TV, and seriously, she's going to win that match and be in the tournament. And I was seeing even people online who were saying, "Oh, Tony Khan might as well just release her because if she loses to Robin Renegade, it's over for her." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You really think she's going to lose to an unsigned talent?"
Honestly, that wouldn't make sense. Riverside is mostly winning, so
Yeah,
leaving to unsigned talent wouldn't make sense.
yeah, and it's the qualifiers. They're getting the top talent into the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a qualifiers tournament for the Women's Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, AEW Women's Wrestling is getting better, but it's still abysmal, or how should you call it?
Yeah, like I can understand that, and and I know people want to get more women's wrestling on there, but I hate to say this, but like if people are going to say, well, if they get more women's wrestling on TV, it's going to bring up the ratings, and I hate to say this, but more women's matches does not equal higher ratings. If that was the case, then Impact and NXT and Raw and SmackDown's ratings should be shooting through the roof, and they're not. Whenever they have multiple women's matches on the card,
It wouldn't work.
yeah. And also, when they have when they still only have like 20 roster, if they were putting on like 2 women's matches on Dynamite and 1 on Rampage, they're going to be running into rematch territory in a matter of weeks. And AEW is trying their hardest not to do constant rematches like WWE does.
Yeah, WWE does constant rematches. They do constant rematches. They don't create long-term storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that's good are WWE are Roman Reigns. They did a good job with Sasha, but I don't know what's with her these days.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And in the end, WWE's women's division is still bad, even with Ronda Rousey and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the way I see WWE's women's division, like I like a lot of the women there, but the thing I've noticed with it too is that when they did the whole women's revolution in 2015,
yeah,
you could tell that this was all built around the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, pretty much, it was built around the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, like if you go look at the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship history, who has won the most championships of those 2 titles? The 4 horsewomen.
The most was Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, and Becky Lynch has had like probably one of the longest reigns, and so has Bayley.
Yeah.
Yeah, like name me another woman on the main roster who's had a substantial reign as champion, and it was actually featured quite a bit.
I don't think so. I don't think I can.
Yeah, like I know some people will say, "Well, Asuka was Raw Women's Champion for almost a year." Yeah, but she was barely used as champion. Like that was the reign in 2020 when she won the title at SummerSlam and held it to WrestleMania 37, but yet she was barely used. Like she was barely on TV. She was put in random tag matches. She only had like 1 pay-per-view match before WrestleMania, and that was a buy-in match with Zelina Vega. And there were times where she just disappeared from TV for no reason. She was not on the other pay-per-views while the SmackDown title was defended. And then she was just thrown into a random title defense against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, that was. Yeah, pretty much like that. But honestly, like, I wish they could make some improvements to the WWE Women's Division, but I doubt they'll do anything about it.
Yeah, and with the possibility that more releases are coming, I'm already fearing of some of the women are going to get cut.
Yeah, I do fear it. I do fear cuts.
Like, I already got a list of like 24, 25 people I can see not being with the company by the end of the year, and at least 11 of them are women.
Yeah. Yeah, out of 25, 11 most likely will get cut, are more important.
Yeah. Like, whenever the next cuts are happening, at least 3 women I could see being cut, and the 3 women I could see are Shotzi Blackheart, Nikki Ash, and Doudrop.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrible because are they prepared?
Pardon?
Are they prepared for outside WWE, like financially?
I don't know. But if you're wondering where I see those 3 going if they're released, I have no idea where I could see Doudrop going. Nikki Ash, if she can get her visa issues worked out, because that's what it is with all these foreigners, that once they're released, they have to get their visas worked out so they can continue working in the country. If she can get it worked out, and I can see Nikki Cross in AEW if she can bring back her sanity gimmick.
Yeah,
because that would be a good addition to the roster. And for Shotzi, either she goes back to the Indies where she really got over, or the possibility I could see her in AEW. Unfortunately, I fear that she's already burned that bridge with AEW.
Like how she burned that bridge?
Well, it's simply over the harmless jokes that she made last year about the ending of the exploding barbed wire death match and the ending of the blood and guts match. The ending of the blood and guts match apparently, her joke on that apparently pissed off Jericho. Said on his podcast that when she's released and looking for a job, I'll remember. So he's basically saying she will not be welcomed in AEW as long as I'm here. And I'm like, what kind of authority does Jericho have in saying who can and cannot be booked?
Yeah, honestly, that's honest too, because I don't know if Jericho has that authority. Cause
yeah, and also too, like I think someone like Thunder Rosa would easily vouch for Shotzi because she's actually good friends with her, and she's actually had a lot of matches with her on the Indies. Like you can go on YouTube and you can find like at least like 5 matches they've had together. And they have really good chemistry. And so I could see like Thunder Rosa and even Serena Deeb vouching for her and putting a good word in for her to come into AEW.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably will most likely will happen. Yeah, so Thunder Rosa will probably put a good word for her, and at this point, I don't think Jericho has no authority because remember Cody lost his creative power when Tony Khan took those away from him. So it can be the similar situation with Jericho and Tony Khan. Yeah.
Well, Jericho still got 2 years left on his contract, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And we know right now it could be possible that Jericho was just voicing out in anger and didn't really mean it, and it's probably all been smoothed over by now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably smoothed over.
Yeah. So who do you think Thunder Rosa will be feuding with after?
Feuding after Nyla Rose. Well, I really don't know who will be her second opponent after Nyla Rose. Because that's the mystery part. Because we don't know.
Yeah, like we don't know who she's going to be facing at Double or Nothing yet, and that's almost 2 months away.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 months away at Double or Nothing.
Like I could see her and maybe Jamie Hayter feuding over the title. They have good chemistry in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, remember that match they had at the TBS tournament, and the crowd was just red hot throughout their entire match.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, I think either Hater or
I would even put Ruby Soho in there to kind of call back to their ending of the Battle Royal last year at All Out.
Yeah, a good callback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Maybe Athena will be coming in soon enough, and we'll get that match.
Yeah. Yeah, Athena versus Thunder Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, and speaking of Double or Nothing, like, I gotta word this. Is I hope that the fans who are critical of the women's division are going to be happy because we're getting 3 women's matches for that pay-per-view, maybe 4 if you count the buy-in.
Yeah.
Because we have 3 at Revolution, and we've got the world title, the world women's title, TBS title, the Owen finals, and AEW loves to put on a women's match for the buy-in, so we're probably going to get 4 matches.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the 4th match will be. Like, who knows? Like, it depends on how long Layla Hirsch is going to be out. But maybe they'll have her and Chris Statlander settle it at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll get better. So honestly, at this point, AEW, like with their new Ring of Honor developmental system, I think the women will probably get better by then.
Yeah, and I'm thinking what also is going to happen with Ring of Honor, the way that it's been coming out that a lot of AEW talent are going to be on there too, is I think it's going to be sort of, I don't want to say a brand split, but I think it's going to be something similar to that, where they're going to take a lot of the male roster, put it on Ring of Honor, and that's going to free up more TV time possibly for the women on Dynamite and Rampage. Because that's apparently the reason why they're only doing 1 match on Dynamite and Rampage is because of the big ratio they have, where they have like 100 men and only like 25 women. So if you take like half the men, put them on Ring of Honor, then that's going to free up more time.
Yeah, most likely.
And it sounds like what they're going to do for the women for Ring of Honor, it sounds like they're going to probably hire more women for that, and then keep a lot of the women on who are already signed to AEW on Dynamite and Rampage, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's doing good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On the anchor thing I'm recording, it goes up to like 30 minutes. Like, yeah, most likely. So we got plenty of time till then. So let's try to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna be for Ronda Rousey like after the I Quit match?
I got a feeling that she and Charlotte are going to be feuding all the way up to SummerSlam. I just got this feeling because they're going to need to keep Ronda busy, because if she's there for, according to her contract, she's there until WrestleMania next year. So they're going to have to keep her busy. And you don't want to have her feuding with someone who is going to be a lot weaker than her. You know, like when they had her and Alexa Bliss feuding in 2018, like that was just, in my view, abysmal. Like seriously, so you're gonna have Ronda feud with like Alexa Bliss and have that be taken seriously? Like, I think it's gonna be here in Charlotte all the way up to SummerSlam, and then maybe by then they'll start building towards her and Becky.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because that's what apparently what they want to do for next year WrestleMania is her and Becky.
Okay. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think Because again, that's what the fans have wanted from the beginning when Ronda Rousey came into WWE. They wanted her and Becky to feud, and we almost got that at WrestleMania 35, but then they had to throw in Charlotte in there, and that just kind of messed everything up.
Yeah, it did mess everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And so next year's WrestleMania is gonna be Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what it's looking like it's going to be.
Yeah. And who knows what's gonna happen to Charlotte like next year's WrestleMania. We don't know what's gonna happen to Charlotte for next year. Cause...
If anything, I could see her. Well, it depends on how long Bianca Belair is going to hold the Raw Women's Championship. Like, if they're going to have her hold it until WrestleMania next year, then I could see her and Charlotte maybe feuding it for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like in the end of the day, it's going to be the horsewomen. Like that's the way that the division WWE is. It's about the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the horsewomen mostly run WWE's women's division at this point.
Yeah, like I don't hate them. I don't hate them for it. It's just the way that WWE is booking them, that they're making the 4 of them the dominant ones.
Yeah,
like Becky and Bayley are 2 of my favorites. It's just that I just think the WWE's not giving a better chance to a lot of the other women on the roster to share the spotlight.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Like on the roster, like we need like new women, like a step up, like to like take over the position, like less 4 horsewomen and more new women in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to look at the roster and just think like, okay, who's there? Like who can actually be taken seriously as a champion?
Yeah, who's taken seriously as a champion? That'll be hard because there's been like less female roster members. Most of them have been released or fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it could have like they have less roster members. They need more female wrestlers on the main roster. Like Vince McMahon and Nick Khan need to start releasing wrestlers because they need more wrestlers on their roster for the women's or men's division.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if they're going to keep releasing people every quarter, it's just going to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah. Smaller and smaller. So.
And they're not doing a good job of building the women on NXT.
No, I don't think so.
Like that was a stupid mistake when they had Raquel and Dakota win the tag titles at Stand and Deliver, and then 4 days later, back to Toxic Attraction, and what was the point?
Yeah, honestly, what was the point?
Mm-hmm. And I'm even trying to figure out who's going to take the title off Mandy Rose. And I'm even wondering, why are they protecting her so well? She's not that good.
Yeah, she's not.
But she's been holding the title since Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm hoping that it's not going to be Wendy Chu who's going to beat her for title. What happened on NXT there with the Super Circus? I'm like, oh my God, that was terrible. Like the way they were overselling that.
Yeah.
And if Wendy Chu wins the title, I'm just going to be all if people are cheering for that and loving that, I'm like, you're the same people who were saying you did not want Orange Cassidy winning a title, AEW, but yet you're cheering for their version of Orange Cassidy winning the title.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
But aside from but again, on the NXT roster, who's there to even dethrone Mandy Rose? She's beaten everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they haven't done a good job building up more women. Like we already seen that Cora Jade's moved on from the title. Now she's going to be feuding with Natalya.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't know who's going to win the NXT Women's title at this point.
Yeah. Or even the women's tag titles, the NXT women's tag titles. There's no tag teams there.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
You know, like they've already broken up Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So honestly, what do you see WWE in 10 years? We know about Vince's age, so he'll be probably in his
80s. I honestly don't know. Like, I could see the possibility within 10 years, WWE is going to be sold.
Yeah.
To who? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, there's like USA, Disney, and I don't know CBS, but the most big candidate I'm going with would be for Disney to buy WWE.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking, because basically Disney's buying everything, so they might as well go for WWE.
Yeah.
But I also kind of fear what's going to happen to the especially to the women's roster within 10 years, because here's the thing. If all 4 horsewomen quit the WWE tomorrow, like if all 4 of them said, that's it, we're done, we're gone, do you really think the WWE would take the women's division seriously after the 4 horsewomen leave?
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't take them seriously. That's why they've got to start building more women, more like women who the fans can get behind and support on the main roster. And so far, they're not really doing a good job. And also, some of the women on that roster, they ain't getting younger. You know, like Asuka was a hot thing for the roster, but she's already I think 41 right now, and she's probably not got a lot of time left. And the way we've heard it in the past, like Mercedes Martinez and Mickie James have already told us that the reason why they were fired was because they were considered too old, because they're in their 40s.
Yeah, pretty much the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in 10 years, I could see, I don't know if I think Vince will still be in control by then. He's not going to give up power until he dies. He's not going to pass power on to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Until the day he dies, WWE will pretty much be the same.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, to remind you, there's 3 minutes left on my anchor thing, so let's try the best we can. So, anything else?
Trying to figure something else. I don't really pay much attention to Impact.
Me either.
The one thing about that I just don't pay attention to Impact on is that I really don't understand when some fans are saying that has the best women's division in the world, and yet I'd say it's even worse than AEW's right now, because oftentimes their women's matches go shorter than any matches on AEW Dynamite or Rampage with the women. Oftentimes they go around 3-4 minutes, and also they have 30 women under contract there, but yet every week it's the same 6-8 women.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, honestly, that's about it?
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. So thank you for being a good host, be a guest on our discussion of women's wrestling on AgostoAllElite Podcast.
You're welcome.
Cool.
I wish I was a little more prepared, but
yeah, very sorry.
Yeah.
but we're still cool. Besides, yeah.
We'll do this again in our time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
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 Okay, how was the whole edition of Women's Wrestling Talk with Blue Fox 98? How's that, everyone? I hope you all enjoy it. So thank you, everyone, for my little podcast. I hope I'll see you all someday. Well, until the laptop thing, hard drive is fixed. But I will try and make an occasional special guest, not every time, but once in a while. So hope you all enjoy this big edition of AgostoAllElite Podcast. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.